West Florida, Defense Mobilizer Charles E. Wilson and President Truman discuss America's industrial production. Mr. Wilson denies that civilian goods are being favored and declares that military output is up to schedule. He warns that the pinch on consumers will soon be felt. In Paris, Big Four representatives at the UN 6th General Assembly agree on secret talks for disarmament. Meeting with Assembly President Pathe and NERVO are Jules Mock, France, Philip JESSUP, U.S., Andrei VISHINSKY, Russia, and Selwyn Lloyd, Britain. So far, the cleavage between Russia and the West on disarmament has been great, but out of these conferences may come a joint proposal to bring a halt to the world arms race. At Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canadian hard rock miners start a $175 million power project. A model shows the tunnel which will carry the waters of the Niagara River from a mile above the falls to a power plant 8 miles below. 6,000 men on the 4-year job blast away tons of rocks and earth. Above the falls, vertical shafts are sunk deep into the rock. 8 of these shafts will form the beginning of the tunnel, whose 300-foot drop will double Niagara's tremendous hydroelectric force. The project will top America's Grand Coulee Dam, giving Canada the biggest power plant in the world. At Berchtesgaden, the houses of the top Nazis are demolished to prevent them from becoming the shrines of a new Nazi movement. Many of these houses had been partially damaged by Allied air raids. Now their bricks will be used for new buildings. This junk-filled swimming pool is all that remains of Hermann Goering's once magnificent estate. Last to go is Hitler's Eyrie, in whose picture window he often sat with his chief henchman while plotting the enslavement of the free world.
Communist General Nam Il strides to the Panmunjom conference tent with his aides for the formal signing of the agreement with Admiral Joy's UN truce team on a ceasefire line. UN hopes are high, for the Reds have now proposed behind-the-lines inspections by neutral observers. UN and Red negotiators put their signatures right on the much-disputed line itself. While truce teams race to reach agreement in the stipulated 30 days, our troops are slowed down by a heavy blanket of snow. Wheels spin and slide. Heavy vehicles are stalled on the roads and need sand under their tires to get a grip. Koreans pitch in with Americans to get the big fellows rolling, for the war is still on.
Science has invaded the barnyard with the wonder drug terramycin. In each ton of feed for these turkeys goes 1/3 of an ounce of the antibiotic. The gobblers gobble it up like ordinary grain, but look at the difference. The one on the left ate terramycin. Pigs grow faster on terramycin too. These are being encouraged to make big hogs of themselves. From 2 days on, they're isolated and fed synthetic sow's milk spiked with terramycin. A demonstration of the drug's power is shown in this terramycin-fed pig's weight, 48 pounds to his brother's 35. Baby chicks, too, are fed terramycin, also used to fight disease in humans. These are banded to distinguish them from conventionally fed chicks. Since raising time is shortened, farmers' costs drop. That means more and cheaper meat for all of us and a healthier nation. The chicks don't know the difference, but you will, for terramycin makes meat more nutritious. These are twins. Now, which twin has the terramycin?
At Philadelphia's Municipal Stadium, the Middies take the field for football's greatest classic, Army versus Navy, in their 52nd gridiron battle since 1890. As 100,000 fans look on, the midshipmen dash for their seats. Admirals and generals, why, the place is loaded with them. And here are the cadets. Vies for attention with that other perennial guest of honor, the Army Mule, while midshipman undertakers announced that they bury cadets cheap. The Army team runs on, decimated this year because of honor code violation dismissals, but still full of fight. With Navy leading 7-0, a midshipman kickoff gives the cadets their first chance with the ball. Dick Inman grabs the pigskin. Navy swarms in. It's a fumble. Midshipman John Raster recovers, and the men of Annapolis go on their second march in the first few minutes of play. Vic Vine picks up 8 yards. With 15 yards to go, Navy quarterback Mike Sorrentino lets fly. In the end zone, Frank Brady hauls it in. Navy gets 14 to Army 7, and the cadets get a good case of gloom. The midshipmen continue to give the cadets their lumps all afternoon. This Sorrentino pass results in a spectacular juggling catch by Dean Smith and sets up another Navy score. At last, a break for Army. Navy fumbles, Army recovers, and so do the long, silent cadets in the stands. Now it's Army on the march. John Wing breaks loose to pick up 18 big yards. The cadets seem touchdown bound at last. Watch the screen closely for the play of the year. Army's Fred Meyer heaves, and in the end zone, Navy's John Raster intercepts, just 101 yards away from Army's goal. The dive of the year tumbles Raster in the pay dirt after the longest run this classic has ever seen, and Navy beats Army by the biggest score in cadet midi history, 42-7.